Before we begin our podcast, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For Cass, it's the Borragagal people, and for Hailey, it's the Dharawal people.
Welcome to Drag Me Out Official. I'm Hailey.
I'm Cass.
And we have...
Ego.
Oh, and we're just going to talk our usual shit for however long Hailey decides that this episode's going to be for.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good.
So we aren't going to be as serious as we were last week. Gee, last week's one, I watched it for quality purposes.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it and I went, gee, we were depressing motherfuckers in the middle of that.
Well, you have to have a serious one every now and again.
We did.
Can't all have jokes.
No, but remember, I told you the joke that I was going to throw in today's episode?
Yeah.
I told you today. Okay, so this is for husband. Here is the joke. All right. So guy walks into a bar and sees two women sitting at the bar. And he walks up and he says to them, so are you ladies from, what was it? Are you ladies from Scotland? And they go, Wales. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. Are you two Wales from Scotland? Insert laugh track. Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't. You kill me.
I never said they were going to be funny jokes. I just said that they would be jokes.
Typically, a joke's meant to have some kind of laughing at the end.
Well, we faked it pretty well. So Ego, our love.
Yes.
How was your week? What did you do? Who'd you see?
I worked this week.
Mm-hmm.
I did nothing. And now I'm here.
That's not true. You were sewing at one point.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. So it's that boring. I've already blocked out my mind, the sewing bit. But yes, sewing costumes.
And how many more do you have? Or do you just keep sewing?
If I get an idea, I kind of just make it until I wear it eventually. Okay. Unless it's like for expo or like an actual event where I like plan it out. Mm-hmm. Then I don't really just sew. So once I get these done, I have shazzes to do. It's my job somehow.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They look like they're going to be fantastic though.
Mm. Cass, how was your week?
My week was okay. Did the office thing. I did my first personal training session today with Finn, who, if he stood at my breast region, that'd probably be tall. He's that short. He was lovely. I was a little bit, I honestly thought he was going to push me to the point where I was going to end up hating his guts, but he was like, that's probably next week's problem. So that was okay. And just did my usual, the huge. And then I got to spend a couple of lovely fun-filled hours with you.
Yeah, we shouldn't be out in public together.
No.
No.
No, and in particular, we shouldn't be in banks together.
Oh, no.
Because she has industrial deafness, says things about people very loudly. But I don't think she realizes that they could hear her say those things.
Her hair looked matted.
That wasn't the only thing that you said. You said there was two people standing in front of us on the escalator, and you're like, they've definitely stolen something. They've definitely stolen something.
You're telling me that they did it? Okay, so I witnessed...
You don't say that out loud. You keep that to yourself.
Oh, no, it wasn't loud. I am pretty sure with these people, if they'd heard it, I would have had a black eye or some part of my face would have been rearranged.
They were too high on crack to realize anything around them. But they were hardly wearing any clothing. So I don't know what they would have stolen or where they would have put it. But, you know, people get creative.
No. So this is so I witnessed people in their natural habitat in Wollongong today. And these two people walked out of a shop, very coy looking, but giggling and laughing. And she was holding her hands really tight to her chest. And they were doing that kind of like little whisper, like looking at each other. And all I said to Hailey, because we were behind them, was 100% they stole something from a shop. 100%. That was definite behavior of people who have decided that free is the right price and they're going to take it.
Which is fine, but I don't really want to be beaten up by crackheads in Wollongong. So.
And then chick who worked at a major bank in Wollongong while we were sitting there waiting for something, this other woman said to her, do you know anything about such and such, whatever the transaction thing was? And she goes, oh, yeah, a little bit, but it's a little bit like, it's actually quite a job. And instead of going, why, what do you need? She just turned it back on her. Like, she didn't do anything. She didn't help. She didn't like go, oh, why did you ask or whatever. She didn't do anything like that. So then when bitch turns around, she looks like, she hasn't washed her hair in about 7 weeks because it just looked like that, that flat, that yucky, matted mess type thing that looks like she's just been putting product in it every day for the last 7 weeks and not washing her hair. She looked like that.
But you don't know what someone's going through. Leave the poor woman alone.
Don't start defending her.
She was helping in the end. I saw her, and it was about consolidating a bank book. Okay, I heard that part because I'm not deaf.
Okay, well, I missed that bit totally altogether. And I can be judgmental at times. And today, we just happened to be one of those days. I was feeling slightly frisky about life. So I said something. I don't think it was overheard because she didn't shoot me a dirty look.
I don't think she heard you, but she could have. You were quite loud. But that's not why we were in a shitty mood. This was the second bank that we went to because the first bank, apparently you need an appointment to open an account. Not even open an account. Just put my name on the account. The account's already open.
We weren't even born.
Yeah.
Don't they just need to go in and type in an extra name?
Apparently not.
Right. No, not according to Thai guy.
Yeah,
and not as in he was from Thailand. Like all he did when he was talking to us in a condescending fucking manner, I might also add, was play with his tie.
Oh no!
And do this. Like the guy would have been about 17 if he was a day.
I have socks older than that dude.
Right.
Like,
and he had this fucking smile on him that you just wanted to punch. And he spoke in a really condescending manner. And so we sit down and it's a bit warm, and this bank in particular must be trying to save money because they didn't turn the aircon on. And it was like 500,000 degrees in Satan's asshole Wollongong. and so he walks up and he goes, can I help you? And we said, oh yeah, we just want to add her name to the account, all of this other stuff. And he goes, did you make an appointment? And we went, well, no. And I was kind of sitting there like, we're not born with the knowledge that you have to make an appointment for this stuff, because most banks you can just rock up and they're fine.
And maybe wait like 15 minutes for the next person, but that's about
correct. Right. So, and he says, oh, you're going to have to come back another day. And I said to him, well, I've actually traveled quite a long way to get to here. Like, I've had to come over from the north side of Sydney over the bridge.
She had to change currencies. It was an ordeal.
And I said to him, so like, we can't come back and make an appointment. And he goes, just give me a minute. And the whole time he's talking to us, he's still doing the fucking tie thing. It drove me insane. And so he comes back with the condescending smile on his voice, like this condescending smile on his face and the condescending tone in his voice. And he goes, oh, look, I've just asked and you're going to have to make an appointment to come back. And I just went to Hailey, let's go. And as we were walking out, other door bitch, because he was a door bitch, other door bitch heard me turn around and go, we're taking our money out of this bank and taking it to another bank. They've just lost our business. And we've only had it open for 2 weeks, for like 2 or 3 weeks, and they've totally lost our business. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm calling it out. It was ANZ.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. And it actually burns me a little bit because ANZ are huge when it comes to Mardi Gras, and their ATMs along Oxford Street and in Sydney, they're the gay TMs, and they, decorate them and all of that. And they've got a big float. And even when we were sitting in the branch itself, there was the sign saying, we're more than happy for pride, World Pride and all of that. And it just burnt me, the fact that we're now going to have to take our money away from somebody who is a big advocate. But at the same time, like, who makes a fucking appointment? I said to Hailey, you only make appointments for 2 reasons. One, for a home loan. And secondly, if you want to talk to a business advisor. That's it.
It was saying.
Like, we waited like 10 minutes at the other bank. And that was the max. Yeah. And the lady was lovely. Shout out to Commonwealth Bank. I'm going to call it Commonwealth Bank in Wollongong. Yep. Lady was lovely. What was her name again?
Well.
Lisa. She's very lovely. Yeah. I think we entertained her more than she entertained us, but she was very lovely.
She was busy working, and we were just talking shit for like half an hour while we were in there. Yeah.
So the ANZ guy who should have been at school and not at the ANZ Bank, when he walked out, he's like, it's like I needed an appointment to make an appointment, because he's like, can you come over to me with the computer and we can make an appointment? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, sorry about that. I'm like, I don't really think you are. I don't think you are sorry. No. Anyway, sorted in the end. We're all good. Thank you, Commonwealth. The other weird thing that happened, we were in JB Hi-Fi getting my rainbow microphone. And we were standing at the knock fridge where you knock on the door and it lights up and shows you what's inside.
No.
Oh, you needed to go and do that.
It's great.
Yeah. So it's just
you can see through the fridge.
Yeah. So it's got like a dark screen on the fridge, and then you hit and you knock it twice, and it lights up, and you can see what's in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fancy.
Oh, I need to go.
Anyway, we were playing with that.
Yeah, because I had your reaction, because I'd never actually seen one. I'd heard about them and never actually seen one in the flesh. And I turned around. And so the other thing was, I was also looking at other fridges, and I was looking at a French door fridge. And I opened it up and I'm like, oh, it's huge in here. And it took a second for me to click. And I went, why is it cold? And then I'm like, oh, the light's on. The electricity's plugged in. And then what happened? Hailey?
What? The future is now.
This random dude that's working there.
Yeah, he works there. He's not random.
He's random working there dude is standing on the other side of some TVs or something, and he doesn't even actually look at us. He's like got his hands behind his back, and he's kind of staring off into the distance, and he does this. He goes, "The future is now." And we went, and we just kind of looked around, and when we looked around, he looked at us, so we knew he was talking to us. And I just looked at it, and I went, what the fuck just happened?
And then
it was like a peeping Tom came out from behind the bushes or something. It was so
weird. And then the new fridge was like the fridge of the future, or was he just having a chat?
I think because we were just fascinated with the fridge, he was just amused by it. We're probably like the 17th person to do that day.
Yeah, but he was like, the future, and it was just the way he went, the future is now.
But because JB Hi-Fi, they don't have their name tag, so I was just calling them lanyard guys, because they just have the lanyard, and usually their name tag is like hidden there. And then like she accused me of being homophobic in the middle of the store, because what was I can't remember what the reason was.
The rainbow stuff, or the rainbow thing, and you were like, I'll take this one and you can just have the one that doesn't have the rainbow thing on. I'm like, that's homophobic.
Yeah,
and
you have accusing me of committed hate crimes in the middle of JB Hi-Fi.
I believe that.
I don't fucking care where we are. I'll start talking random shit. It's fine.
There was ladies in the line like looking over as Cass is yelling at me for a hate crime.
And then what made it even worse was she ended up getting served by Encino Man.
Oh, he's always there.
Is he?
There. I always see him. He's in that one spot. He doesn't move. That's how I knew he worked there, because he was wearing like a pineapple shirt or something. Like it had pineapples all over it. And I'm like, I know that guy works here because he's there all the time. Anyway, moving on. That's how we did this day. What I want to, before I go into my musings, so obviously the release of the Harry Potter game came out, on PS5. So I have been playing it. And I have been watching some stuff on TikTok. So what I want to know, so I grew up with Harry Potter, love Harry Potter. Obviously, I don't support Miss J.K. Rowling because she's a bitch. Cass will tell you her thoughts on that. But what I want to know, I didn't know, I knew that she was transphobic, but I didn't know that she had donated money to anti-trans, I want to say anti-trans like laws, what campaigns? What I'm
Campaigners, yeah.
So I didn't know any of that part. Up until like yesterday, I think, when I came across it on TikTok.
Transphobic mole who will never get 1 fucking cent of my money. Ever.
And that's fine, and that's your choice. But like me buying the Harry Potter game, I don't think that.
Her.
No, but I don't think that makes me transphobic, because someone was saying that it makes me a selective transfer. Like I select when I want to support. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I know she gets the money from the game.
Well, she would have already gotten the money because they would have had to pay royalties.
But it depends on what kind of deal that she signed when she signed on for each of the books, whether or not she gets merchandise rights or video game rights or anything like that. It just depends. The thing is that it comes down to also, because I understand what you're saying and I understand what you're coming from. And it's one of those things of, we all know what Michael Jackson was accused of, right? Do you stop listening to his music or purchasing his music?
But that's what I mean. Like it goes, so I watched that 70s show, and because the reboot happened, I've been watching that 70s show, and it's the same with the character Hyde. I can't remember his first name, who raped a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Just because I like that show doesn't mean I support him. Does that like?
But when it's a show, it's like a full cast and producers you're supporting, not just that one person. Where like Harry Potter is J.K. Rowling at the end of the day, which is annoying because I like Harry Potter.
Exactly, that's what I mean. But honestly, I bought the Harry Potter game before I knew any of that, and I have heaps of Harry Potter stuff.
So what I'm hearing is that Hailey will be playing the game with nothing but pure hatred in her heart.
Well, they've included a lesbian, a lesbian witch. I've just spoken to her.
Can't just be some random lesbian like character. It has to be a lesbian witch.
Well, she is a witch. I didn't make up the game.
Harry Potter, they're all witches.
And then
no, I've never seen them. I don't know.
And then I'm pretty sure, and I'm thinking this will come out, that the bartender is trans, because she was female but with a very male voice.
Do you think that that's the video game company's way of shoving it right up JK Rowling's
I kind of think
ass?
it is. I kind of think obviously
it feels like it's JK said to include a trans character to like kind of get the trans people off her back.
I don't think she cares. Why would she care?
She keeps tweeting about it though.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
I don't have Twitter.
So it's either the video game people like, haha, we'll give her a trans hate and all this stuff. But then it might be her saying we need to do it to like shut them up for a little bit so I can make more money off them. You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how or who invented all the characters in the game, so who knows?
There'd be thousands of people a part of this game, like programmers, and I'm guessing, the statistics are 1 in 10 homosexuals. So anyway, that's just my thoughts for that.
Were those your musings?
Wasn't my one musing was I learned something new about myself this week, where so I have a really irrational fear of open water. And my irrational fear is irrational because I don't go in the open water because I'm afraid of it. So I'm afraid of getting eaten by a shark. If any foreigners are listening, anyone who wants to visit Australia, number one rule to not get eaten by a shark, don't go in the water. It's just, they can't chase you out of the water. That's my irrational fear. And I learnt that it's actually called thalassophobia. And it also makes me scared in video games. I can't go in the water where you dive. It actually gives me like anxiety to do that. But yeah, that's what I learned about myself this week.
That's great.
The irony of all of this is bitch made me watch Sharknado.
I can watch shark movies to terrify myself. That's fine, because I'm not going to go in the water.
But you're not going in the water when you're playing a video game.
You don't
You're
know. I don't know what it is. I never used to be like this. I used to be a lifeguard. I don't know.
It just gets more confusing as you say each sentence.
I'm very confused myself. Don't worry. I'm also afraid of crocodiles, but that's a different one.
I feel like most people would be though. They're crazy.
My son
Wonder what that phobia is.
biscuits. Fear of crocodiles?
Crocophobia? Crocoshit.
Crocodile.
Crockerbarry. Crockerbarry.
Anyway, that was my musings.
Well done.
I have thalassophobia.
Well,
Fair
it
enough.
sounds like something fun.
True.
Some phobias have some weird names.
Mm-hmm.
But that's nice. Claustrophobia.
Especially the open water
oceans make me uncomfortable because I know, like, I think it's only like 15% of the world's oceans have ever been explored.
Not even, like, I think it's under 10.
Might be even 5% or something.
Yeah, it's
like
so
that.
minimal, and that's what I'm afraid of, and that's why there's mermaids for sure.
See, that's what I think, and I feel like there's a mythical creature somewhere.
I've watched many documentaries on the mermaids. They're real.
Or actual documentaries.
Actual documentaries. Those H2O whores got nothing on them. Anywho, I think this is time for the Hero Huggers by Rennie.
Now, a quick word from our unsponsored sponsors.
Do you want to go to sleep with a different celebrity every night? Do you ever think of smothering someone, but your pillow is too basic? Then we have the perfect pillowcases for you. Hero Huggers by Rennie. Hero Huggers by Rennie encourages testing on animals. According to the scientists at Drag Me Out University, they have proven results that people who purchase Hero Huggers by Rennie improve their sleep by 83.768%. Phones are ringing off the hook with orders, so get yours now. Or alternatively, go to Hero Huggers by Rennie on Etsy. Sleep soundly knowing your heroes are right next to you. Hero Huggers by Rennie, where heroes lie. No animals were harmed during the making of this commercial. No one at Drag Me Out official has a science degree, but they have watched things about Scientology. No research has been done to support these statistics except our own biased opinion. Pillow not included.
So it's now time for what bursts my pancreas.
Oh, my pancreas.
You tell someone you're doing something, going somewhere, seeing a show, whatever it is, and the person that you're talking to says to you, why would you want to go and say that? Why would you want to go and do that? Why would you want to eat that? Why would you want to drink that? Why do they do that? Why do people do that? Do they not want you to have fun and enjoy life because they're so fucking miserable? You know, if someone says to me,
yeah,
right,
100%.
right, someone turns around and says to you, so what are you doing this weekend? And you go, oh, actually, I'm going to go to the beach. Why would you want to go to the beach for? You're just going to get sunburnt and sharks are going to fucking crawl up the sand and bite you. Like, they do that. And you're like, well, if you didn't know the answer, why ask the fucking question? You know? And if you wanted to know the answer, please don't give me your opinion. I fucking care. My plans aren't going to change because you have decided that what I'm doing does not satisfy you. Don't do it. Don't give me your opinion. If I wanted your opinion, I'd kick your fucking kennel. If you don't want to know the answer, don't ask the question.
I'll only ever ask, why would you do that, if they're telling me, oh, I've got to go to a 7-year-old's birthday party. Ugh, what do you do that for? That's the only context that I use that.
If someone says, oh, so you go, okay, I'm going on annual leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go to you, they go, oh, where are you going? You go, oh, I'm going to insert place here. Why would you want to go there? And you're like, I just spent $3,000 fucking dollars on it. And you're asking me, why do I want to go there? I want to go there because that's why I've bought the tickets. That's why
I will say, whenever someone tells me they're going on a cruise, I'm like, oh, why would you want to do that?
Well, I do that too because they're floating prisons.
Yeah.
My family are going on a cruise next weekend. And when they booked it months ago, they're like, do you want to come? It's like a birthday. I'm like, no. Why not? It's a boat. Why?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You have the Titanic. You have all the videos of the boat. No.
No.
Boat.
But But it's not just holidays and cruises and stuff. It's just stuff in general. Like if I turned around to somebody and said, oh, just bought tickets to a drag show. Oh, who's the drag queen? Insert drag queen name here. Why would you want to go and see them?
Yeah, it's like, when was it? A few years ago, I got a ticket for a concert for, it might have been Miley, and someone was like, why are you seeing her? I'm like, happiness. Why not?
Yeah.
Do you think I brought it to not enjoy myself? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah. So, if you're not happy with what I choose to do and where I choose to go, stop fucking asking. Because you know what? Just trying to make polite conversation is pissing me off and is really agitating the pancreas. Right there. It's right there. It just sits on the fucking chest. Like, I think part of it is because when they go to you, oh, what are you doing this weekend? They expect you to go, oh, not much, just doing whatever. And they're like, oh, yeah, me too. So you've got that thing in common. When someone turns around and goes, no, I'm doing this and this and this, they're like, fuck, I've got no life. I'm going to have to fuck it over. I'm going to have to fuck someone's life over. It might as well be yours because I'm talking to you right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think it is. So there you go. So Ego, what is bursting your pancreas this week?
Customers that don't know what they're looking for. Like, someone will come up to you and be like, hey, I need help. And then you say, what do you need? And they said, well, it's my nephew's party. Like, what should I get him? I'm like, how? What? Why are you asking me? You should know what you're coming in to buy. Cass, would you like to add to this?
You mean you can see me?
I feel like the
I did it today at JB
pancreas-
Hi-Fi. I did it today.
Okay, let's ask you straight up because I can't ask customers. How you go into a store? How do you don't ask someone for help and not know what you're asking? Like, it does not compute to me.
I don't ask people for help, but you know how they tend to like, oh, hey, can I help you with something? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking for. Can you just leave me alone? That's usually what I'd be like. So I would never go to someone and go, I don't know what I'm looking for. Can you
They
help
literally
me?
come up to me and say, hey, I have a birthday party. What should I get him? He's 5. A toy? Don't you know this child? Like,
In my defense, I didn't do it to somebody who worked at JB Hi-Fi. I did it to Hailey.
Yeah.
I was standing in front of the video games going, what should I buy? I don't know what to buy. What do you think I should buy? I was like, and I found one. I went, oh, perfect. And then I looked at it and I went, oh, that's PS5.
Yeah.
See, that's different though. Looking for a game is like a whole personal, you have to guess yourself. But if you're specifically asking for an item and you don't know,
Look,
don't talk to me.
I'm probably guilty of it maybe like once or twice where they'll come up to you, they'll be like, can I help you? And I'll be like, oh, I gotta find a present for somebody. But it's just more you're talking it out. I'm not actually asking you to help me pick something out.
No, I've had people come up to me and literally say, I need to find something. Can you get me something?
I've done that.
And I'm like, how old is he? 5. What is he into? He likes Harry Potter. I'm like, well, there's Harry Potter toys. Go. There's like,
yeah.
But I think also what it is I think I figured it out while you were talking.
Okay.
So, and part of the reason why I would do it is I would be going, okay, that person works in the shop and they've probably come across this situation quite a lot. Like someone's going, I'm buying for my 5-year-old kid, whatever it is, I need to get A, B, C, and D. Can you like help me? So you would have acquired some kind of knowledge about situations such as that. So plain old me walks in and goes, I'm going to a 5-year-old's birthday and I'm not entirely sure what to get them. I'm kind of drawing on your expertise and knowledge of this because it would be something that you would have regularly, whereas I wouldn't.
I think the big fuck off look on Ego's face.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But it's still this like, if you're going to a 5-year-old's party, you have a connection to this child. You should roughly know or message them and be like, hey, what toys do you have? What don't they have? Don't go and ask a team member of someone that you don't even know. That like, it's really pisses me off.
It's a good thing I don't get invited to 5-year-olds' birthday parties because I'd be screwed for a gift. What I'm hearing is just don't go anywhere near ego.
Don't ask her anything.
just avoid all eye contact with
I
her.
just feel like I'm the worst person because my past 2 issues have been things that Cass does.
No, Cass is just difficult. That's all it is.
I'm surprised I've gotten this far in life without having my head smacked in by somebody.
I agree.
Oh, we'll see what happens in May.
But see, the thing is, I'll say this. People may not agree with me, but I can actually be quite charming when I want to be, so it kind of evens out.
I'd like to see that, please.
Yeah.
My wife is a walking example of that because I'll tell you right now, I am 100% way out of my league. Like she's way out of my league. Definitely punching above. So I must have been charming enough to get someone to put a ring on it. Once again, we have established that what pisses ego off is exactly what Cass does yet again.
It's great. I love it. Can't wait to hear the next one.
If my next one is about Cass still, I can't come back. It's too targeted.
Mine's also people related. Color me surprised. So we went and saw Avatar, the Way of the Water, 3D. It was great. I saw it quite late on a Sunday night, so I thought, oh, maybe it won't be busy. Yes, Avatar.
Thanks.
And we were sitting on the Greater Unions now have those like day beds. They're like, yeah, they're very uncomfortable actually. They're not great, but they're at the front, and I like being at the front because then no one can sit in front of me. And then we had the teenagers in the onesies.
I hate teenagers.
Just like I thought 9 o'clock at night. It goes for 3 hours on a Sunday night. I thought, no, we'd be pretty all right. Major fans. Turns out no. The teenagers in the onesies wanted to talk, but this has happened, but this one is an example where they didn't talk throughout the movie because there was a dude there that was like, shut up. And they all just like, shut up. So that was nice. But if he wasn't there, I still wouldn't say anything because I can't create conflict. My husband might have, but I can't create that conflict of telling people to shut up, even though I want to, and I will give them dirty looks. But yes, that annoys me. People who talk during movies. If you want to talk during a movie, sit at home and watch it.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus right now.
Well, now it is, but when it was out. Great
You know
movie.
what you do? You know what you do though? You go and complain to the manager because we did that once. We had these teenagers doing that, and we went and complained to the manager, and they gave us free tickets.
I could have been a Karen.
Well, this wasn't even being a Karen. Like these kids were literally like kicking the back of the chairs and everything. And I was like turning around and going, "Are you guys right? Like seriously, we're trying to watch the movie." I remember it was Blades of Glory. I just remember that was the movie.
There's your first mistake.
And so they were kicking everything, and we were getting, all of us in the area, all of us adults were getting jack of it. And at the end of it, it was my ex I was with at the time. And we walked back there, and the woman said goodbye to us or whatever it was, and we just went, whoa, opportunity. So we just walked up and we went like, the kids that were behind us, and as we were saying it, they were coming out and they were still causing trouble. And she went, yeah. And I said, we did not even really get a chance to watch the movie because we were too busy getting kicked around and stuff. And she went, do you want free passes? And we went, yeah.
My price is free.
That's my prize. Mm-hmm. But so your pancreas is...
People who talk in the movies, people who eat loud things in the movies. Like, I'm all right with popcorn. I can handle that noise. But anything louder than that drives me nuts.
All the M&M packets where they're like, oh.
Yeah, that annoys me.
Oh.
Anyway, shut your mouth in the movies. That's my point. Especially teenagers. Teenagers shouldn't be allowed in the movies at all.
Pancreas bursted.
Anyway, let's do Encanto because I can't wait. I want to know. I'm excited. Encanto.
I'm so annoyed.
Go on.
Opinion?
I tried. I was like, I'm not going to get into this. I'll just put it on in the background and just kind of zone out and just, yeah, that was a good movie. I'll watch bits and pieces. 10 minutes in, I was like, drama in the family. And then, it was so good.
Right?
But then I got annoyed at the end. Because we don't know what, did she end up getting a power? Like, what happened?
I'm still confused about that too, and I've watched that a lot.
I think her power is the fact that she managed to keep everybody's gifts for them. She is holding the essence of what gives them their gifts. Does that make sense?
That's a shit gift.
I know. I want a refund. I
Yeah.
want to be the strong one.
I want to grow flowers and talk to animals and heal people.
But it was so much better than what I was expecting.
Same.
We don't talk about we don't talk about Bruno. I finally understand it. I've seen it on TikTok so many times.
I was the same when they started talking about it. I've heard that reference.
Like the first time, I think it might have been the sister or the grandmother's like, we didn't talk about Bruno. I was like, it's the thing.
Wasn't it the auntie that always had the rain cloud over her head?
Yeah, she started the song. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's our wedding day.
Apparently, there's a sing along on Disney Plus as well.
Yeah, it's great.
I that's the one I started watching at first until I realized more like, why is there lyrics here? And then I was like, oh, wrong one. Started again. But
what did Cass think about it?
Okay, so I was another one who was just like, Encanto. I did have one problem with it.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
It
didn't go long enough. Yeah, go on.
No, it went for nearly 2 hours. It went long enough. My issue was, and I don't know if I'm stereotyping, or whether or not this is a personal thing. You can't have a South American / Latino animated movie and not use Rita Moreno as one of the voices. The EGOT herself.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so she was in One Day at a Time on Netflix as Abuelita. She was the original, I think it was Rita in West Side Story. That's where she won her Academy Award, the original West Side Story. She's in a whole bunch of stuff. Like, we're talking the quintessential original
Maybe
Latina.
They asked her and she didn't want to do it.
There is no way that Rita Moreno would have said no. There's no way.
But if I hadn't heard the storyline on paper, I didn't want to watch the movie. If I hadn't got that as an actor, I would have been like, nah, it's all right.
No, depends how much. Maybe they couldn't afford her.
Well, as I said, I think that was just a personal thing that I wanted. Going back to Encanto, I really liked it. I could probably watch it maybe one more time because I told you I did fall asleep, so I had to go back and watch the rest of it.
But you get like when you watch it again, you pick up little things around. My favorite part is when she finds Bruno and she figures out he's the one painting, like fixing the cracks in the, and he's like, "Oh, my name is Miguel, and I'm a painter." Like, yeah, I thought that's my favorite part. And then I still cry when the grandmother tells the story of how Encanto was built, with her husband getting macheted down. Pretty aggressive for a Disney movie, but yeah, I still cry every time it gets me.
I didn't cry.
I can watch it again multiple times, I think, and actually get into the music.
Music's great. I think
it's just the ending pissed me off. I wanted like another 20 minutes where like she gets a gift and she's all happy.
I think they'll do a second one. But what I didn't understand is why. So there was the 3 kids, and then they married, and then those who they married got gifts.
It's the power of the punani. It's transferable, like venereal disease.
I just didn't understand how they got gifts. It was, but yeah. Anyway,
I'm just
I
hearing
didn't
the
even think
power of
about
the
that.
punani.
because they married into it, they weren't born because otherwise.
Because they get the last name of the family, then they like blossom into a golden magical door.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it is sexually transmitted.
But I still want to know why she never got a power in the first place.
Well, there wouldn't have been a movie had she had a power. See?
I don't know. I think that's
But
why
I
they
still
got
never
make
really
a second
explained
one.
the ending. I want to see her get a power. Then I want like why she actually never got one, like the actual reason behind it.
I agree. I've had all these questions. No one to talk to about because no one else watches them with me. But yes, I agree. I would like to know why she didn't get a power. Well, I don't know. I kind of agree with Cass where it's like
Her power is that she held the power.
Yeah.
As in, like, she managed to secure, keep everyone's gifts.
Or she like holds them all together.
Maybe she's the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway. So we have to rate it.
Oh yeah.
Roast or toast? Roast being bad, toast being good.
Out of 5.
Why?
How many toasts? Out of 5.
I'm gonna give it. Bear with.
Probably 3.5.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give it because we know, especially with Hailey and me to a point, casting is very important. Had this have had Rita Moreno in it, I probably would have given it a good 4.5.
Okay.
It lost a slice and a half because of that. So I'm going to give it a solid 3.
Okay.
Because I did find myself tapping along to it. I also found myself going, there's some drag queens out there or drag performers out there who would look good in Maribel's when she's singing about Madrigal at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a whole drag vibe to that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's just me wishing and hoping.
I feel like we don't talk about Bruno as like the drag version and then the boy version. So it's like the boy version is Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. And then you're in drag. Just saying.
No, fair cool.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe he named his penis Bruno. I don't know. We don't talk about Bruno when we're in
We
drag.
don't talk about Bruno. Yeah.
Content. All right.
So toasty. Let me get a little bit of that toast.
Next, we got to go onto RuPaul's. Last episode was the 3 groups.
The girl group challenge.
Yes. Country.
Old lady one?
Yeah, the old lady one.
Yeah. Right.
Country, metal, and hip hop.
This was the episode where there was some bullying going on in the workroom with who was going to get metal.
I hated Lux Noir's approach.
Yeah.
Hated.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem as jokey as Mistress Isabel. Mistress Isabel was kind of like, yeah, like, we're going to take it, blah, blah, blah. But Lux was like, no, it's ours.
Yeah.
Did not like that at all.
No.
Yeah, the whole them claiming it as their own and then getting pissy when the other team was like, no, we want it. Like, why do you get to choose? And it's like, because we already chose it. Like, oh, I was so angry watching it.
I think if they approached it differently and said, hey guys, like, can we have the metal one? I think Sasha Colby would have been like, you know what? Yeah. But because they
were just like, we're
we're taking it.
You're not. We're taking it. That's it. That was the ultimate bullying. It was bullying.
It was very Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Selena S. Titty was having a existential crisis with the whole country thing. It was really making a mountain out of a molehill. Like, it was just like, fucking just sing it.
I like Selena S. Titties.
I do too, but like, you just sing things with a twang.
No.
Just put some Shania twang into it and just get it done.
Can we talk about how fast that runway was?
What
like
runway?
They showed like I don't know 12 seconds and then
When
it
I was
over.
watching, I swear I put my head down to get my drink bottle and come up, and they were already doing the critiques. I was like, "What? Did I black out for half an hour?" I was so confused.
I don't think Aura should have won that.
I agree.
I think Mistress should have won that. Even though she was a part of the bullying, I still think Mistress should have won that.
No, I thought Sasha.
Oh, you and Sasha, between you two? You're just biased against Sasha.
She was the best. Are you kidding?
She was great.
She was when she wasn't in the top and won. I was like, "What are you?"
She went for it when she was singing. Like she fully committed. Once she realized she was going to get medal, she was just like, "I'm in, 150%."
Like I agree, but I like Mistress, but and also RuPaul went shorter. Did anyone else notice that? You almost see a dingling.
She was definitely showing a little bit of vag actually in there. It was but you know what? Hey, if you've got legs that go on for like 500 meters.
I agree, but she just hasn't done short like that for quite some time.
No,
I
but
was shocked when she walked out.
She had the white wig, right? Because I loved the
like
wig.
The mullet thing.
I loved it. I like how she's doing the white and grey wigs this season.
Her wigs are always great.
So then we get to the lip sync.
Oh shit.
Well,
what song was it again?
No idea, to be honest.
Wait.
It was a shit lip sync to watch though. Like
In Your Room by the Bangles.
No idea.
Which I don't remember that song being released when I was alive back then. I don't remember that song at all.
Did you have music back then, or?
Sorry, say again.
Did you have music back then when you were born, or?
So what it was two sticks being hit together.
That's also how they attracted dinner.
Correct. And then after we were finished banging the sticks in a rhythmic way, we'd put the fresh kill on the sticks and over the open flame that was just invented.
So that's where kebab started.
Exactly. So the lip sync was it was Robin Fierce and Jax. It was Jax, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was Jax, but the only reason that Robin Fierce went home was because she was so shit at lip syncing. She would have stayed.
She didn't know the words.
She would have stayed if she had any sort of effort into it. There was no effort. She didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
it was a shit song.
The drama went with Amethyst going the week before. There was no like angry ex vibes or anything like that. It was just like, ugh.
So I think Jax is going next week.
God, you know what?
I'm
okay
I have
with
a
that.
feeling they're gonna kick Spice out.
Well, I actually wrote a note that Spice, every drag outfit that she wears looks the same. It's just in different.
I think she's gonna go because Michelle be like, it's all the same look in different colors.
But I think she's not failing hard enough in the challenges to be put in the bottom. So I think as soon as she's shit like Snatch Game, she'll be in the bottom, and they'll probably send her home.
Yeah. But it's one of those things, like as long as I outrun you, I'm not going to get killed.
Yeah.
You only have to outrun one person. And I think that's where Spice is right now. As long as she outruns, well, she has to outrun two. But as long as she outruns them, she's going to be okay. But eventually she's going to have to be the one who's being.
But I think that she's very good at lip syncing.
She's better than what I was expecting in the competition in general. I didn't think that.
Same.
I've loved TikTok them for a while. I've followed them for ages, but they're doing so well. Not Sugar, but Spice are doing so well.
But TikTok is basically lip syncing, like when they. So, yeah, and their songs were great, like in their first talent show. So I think she's good. I think she would have beaten Jax for sure if she was in the bottom.
Spice is the stronger out of the two, though.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
she's just there. She's just staying in that safe zone for now until they weed the numbers out.
Yeah.
But the thing is also, I don't know if anyone has actually brought this to my attention and I'm just quoting. I'm not too sure. I think it's one of those things where they would have planned their outfits around each other like Sugar and Spice.
Yeah, of course.
So, and it's almost going into Jocelyn Fox territory. It was like, you know, how there was like 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks in a row when it was basically just the bungee cord wrapped around the body with a couple of things attached to it. I think Spice is in that now. And I'm hoping that there's something else in those fucking boxes and shit that they packed, because if it's the same thing, Michelle's going to end up just ripping her apart.
Yeah, I agree. Because they get so far on talent, and then when they're all talented, they've got to judge their runways as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just going to be coming
I think
down
that's
to.
how she's going to get into the bottom next.
I agree, and it could be a design challenge. It could be what? Oh wait, what is next week's challenge? They did this week's challenge, like
Did
next
they
next
not do a
episode.
design challenge then? No.
Sort of.
Oh, that was the week before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
They might do another one just to weed people
I think
out.
it was an acting challenge this week.
You know what I want to see? I want to see The Bachelor. I want that to come back. How good?
I still think of Ben de la Creme every time I hear time with The Bachelor.
I think of Trixie Mattel getting out of her car, like just like
I
on the
just think of a
phone.
banana when Dale is like. If Trixie and Ben were in the same little group for that challenge, that
I think
would have been gold.
Yeah, that would have been great. Anyway, they need to bring back The Bachelor. I love Jeffrey Boyer Chapman whenever he comes on. He is hilarious. And then what's the one that comes on with Fortune Feimster?
Cheyenne Jackson.
Yeah, he's hilarious too. So
I love Cheyenne.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what they need to bring back. But so we said goodbye to Robin Fierce. Hey, Jax, you're going next because you're shit.
I don't think Jax will go next.
I don't know.
Like one of the good, strong queens will make one mistake and I'll put them in the bottom, send them home to scare everyone else.
Because it is an acting challenge. I was going to say Marsha might be in the bottom because they keep telling her to put more makeup on, but she's quite good at the acting challenges.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how great you are if you're not listening to them.
Yeah, but if they're shit people,
you're not showing growth.
Me off with the judges.
Mm-hmm.
When someone's painted like this and all over the top, they tell them to turn it down to be pretty. But someone who is I think is beautiful in drag with that light, like I'm obsessed with it. And now you're telling her to be more drag? Like it's quite confusing of what the judges want.
But they do want to see variety. So if you paint yourself like that all the time and then can't tone it down, that's when I think they get like you can't.
See, but that's stupid to judge on because you're there to represent yourself. And if this is my drag, why would I then be like listen to Michelle and paint like
Michelle?
Because you want the money. You want that check at the end of the finale.
Yes, but every time someone listens to Michelle, they go home. Every time.
True. So I think this is my call for tomorrow's episode. Aura Mayari and Jax will be in the bottom because they're both shit at acting. And I don't like either of them. And Jax will go home because Aura will outsing her.
Yeah, and I think either Spice or Sasha's going to win the challenge because they're both really good at the acting.
Yeah, I agree.
Depends on the runway.
Well, Sasha's going to have a great runway. Spice is going to have something similar.
She'll have a bra and a skirt again.
Yeah, for sure.
But one of the things that I did enjoy about the episode was Sasha talking about the trans community.
Yeah, that was great.
That shocked me that they had to wear dresses and were arrested every Friday. That was crazy.
Yeah. Really brings things into perspective of how old Sasha is. How old is she?
She's only like
younger than me.
Oh, you're pretty old.
I'm not old. I'm mid-century. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we originated the language. Moving on.
Moving on.
Do you have a conspiracy this week?
Yeah.
Or... Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's very loud.
Yep.
We interrupt this broadcast for Cass's Conspiracy Corner.
Let me tell you something.
In 2010, a study out of the University of California, Berkeley, found a species of African frog that could change from male to female when exposed to the pesticide atrazine. When I started to tell my wife about this, she, of course, went, "What's atrazine?" I couldn't just get away with saying it. So it's a chlorinated herbicide from the triazine class. It's used to prevent pre-emergence broadleaf weeds in crops such as maize, soybean, and sugarcane on turf, and golf courses and residential things, right? So if that wasn't strange enough, the fact that, well, not strange, but if that wasn't enough that frogs can actually change gender, the story got a little bit stranger when an InfoWars host and right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones picked it up, okay? He didn't just tell the story that the frogs were changing gender. He said that the US government was doing it purposely to turn frogs gay. Okay? So why would he say it, right? Because it's just whatever. Of course, it was because the government was putting chemical bombs in the drinking water supply to turn the American population into homosexuals.
And it worked.
So they were basically, the frogs were beta testers. Right?
By Monday morning.
Right? So he first appeared on a public access television call-in show in Austin, Texas, and then moved to host a radio show called The Final Edition. He used InfoWars to promote that the US government geoengineered Hurricane Irma and can direct tornadoes to certain areas. This guy is a fucking whack job. I love it. And that the Clinton family, here we go.
I knew that had to be mentioned.
Yeah, was involved in a child pornography ring based out of a DC pizza restaurant, and that the NFL protests are really advocating for white genocide. Okay. Took the UC Berkeley report about the pesticide atrazine turning the species of frogs from male to female, and told the followers that once again, the US government was using chemical bombs in the water to turn the population gay. Right? So it is in the water. So the study was intended to determine the cause of the worldwide decline in the amphibian populations. So the researchers put 40 male African clawed frogs in water contaminated with atrazine and studied a control group of 40 male frogs in atrazine-free water. After a month, 10% of the frogs exposed to atrazine, I want to say started wearing sequins, but that's not the next sentence. Exposed to atrazine had developed ovaries and female reproductive organs, although they were still genetically male. The frogs were able to reproduce with male frogs. There you go. As well. But their offspring were only male, never female, further skewing the population numbers. The study concluded that atrazine and other hormone-disrupting pollutants were affecting amphibian populations. He then grabbed the study and ran with it, saying that the frogs were turning gay and that with enough atrazine, American men would soon be, quote, ready to wear a short skirt. Right? The government is undertaking this kind of chemical warfare, he says, to keep people from having children.
It's a great idea. Anyway.
If only it was that simple, okay? So here is the sad fact of all of this, right? All of that was bullshit to begin with, but here it is. So it may sound like this Alex Jones is a total nut. However, his InfoWars gets 10 million monthly visits. 10 million, right? And his YouTube channel, are you ready? We get happy when we've got 27 subscribers. His YouTube channel has 2.2 million subscribers.
Which gives him the money to keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that there are stupid people. And I'm actually
There are stupid
surprised. 2.2 million people out of, how many people there are.
But
Oh,
I
there's
would
like
subscribe
350.
just to listen to his little outbursts, though. Like, I want to subscribe to
Probably.
hear, like a what's he up to now?
I'm actually all for the US government putting this shit in the water if it means that the whole of the United States ends up turning gay.
I'm all for this if men can have babies. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Mhm.
And I mean, and the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Junior says that men can have babies. So that's my conspiracy thing.
Gay
Gay frogs.
Homo frogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Ribbit.
I
Ribbit for
love a gay frog.
ribbit for their pleasure. Ribbit for their pleasure. So the Sydney local drag shows, we have Cabaret Le Quiz, All That Fosse, a World Pride event in Sydney, 6 p.m. the 23rd of February at the Vanguard in Newtown. Hoof Doof Drag Brunch at Coogee Pavilion on 18th and 25th of February and the 4th of March with Dominique Top, also featuring Callan Klein, Dammit Janet, Fair Enough, and Carniford. Fucking Carniford, it still gets me. It took me 2 weeks to figure it out, and now I just love it. It's up there with that Lauren Order.
Lauren Order.
Lauren Order, I fucking love it. Anyway, Can't Afford with special guest Ruby Slipper on the 18th of February. Bookings are essential. Slayer on Saturdays with Maxi Shield at Oxford. Shows are at 8 and 9 p.m. Pride Soiree with Charismatic, Saturday, 4th of March, 6 p.m. at the Vanguard Newtown. Then we have our lovely, the fabulous Wonder Mama. Drink and Draw with a Drag Queen with the fabulous Wonder Mama, 18th of February at Parramatta. It's a World Pride event. 24th of February at Rhodes. The 3rd of March at Drummoyne. The 4th of March at Parramatta, which is another Pride event. 31st of March at Rhodes and the 28th of April at Drummoyne. We also have Kath and Kim Drag Bingo with Prada Clutch and Conchita Grande. The 11th of March at DYRSL Club, 22nd of April at North's Cabaret, and the 29th of April at Wenty Leagues. At Universal, we've got I'm Queer, Get Into It, Thursdays at 10 p.m. with Space Horse, Eli Crawford, and Tina Bickey. Tina Bickey's another one.
That name cracked me up the first time I said it out loud. I was like, because I always saw Tina. I'm like, what an odd name. And then when I said it out loud, and I was like, oh my God, I get it.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, wait, I just got it. I did not get it last time.
Thank you. We're even now for Can't Afford.
No, that took you like 3 weeks.
It doesn't look like a pun until you say Tina Bickey, and you're like, oh my God. Like, incredible. Yep. One of my favorite things in Australia.
It's like you said it last time, you're like, I like that name. I'm like, it's just Tina. Why do I like that?
Tina Bickey. Tina Bickey. So we have the local shows for Melbourne. Drag Trivia, Melbourne. Right. Melbourne. Drag Trivia Movie Edition, starring, and it actually says on the website, starring Ivana Kavav, 24th of February, 7 p.m. at Teddy Picker Werribee. Flamingo Bingo Night at Loew. Is it pronounced Loew?
I've heard people say that venue many different ways. I think it's meant to be Loew. Loew?
Okay, let's go with Loew.
Yeah.
So Flamingo Bingo Night at Loew Moorabbin, 3rd of March with Tyranny and Ivana Kebab. Doors open at 7 p.m. and their balls drop at 8 p.m. And then finally, because no one's fucking sending me shit, and it's so fucking hard to find shit, especially when you're doing it from a Sydney IP for some reason. Drag Bingo, 16th of March, 7 p.m. at the Grove, hosted by Spencer Street. I actually love that drag name too. Spencer Street with special guest. I love this one too. Lady Lou Bricant.
Yeah, no, I like that one.
Yeah. And, if Ego had stuff, Ego would tell us, I'm sure. And then that's what we've got for Melbourne. So people are going to have to start telling us. People are going to have to start.
Anyway, we need to wrap this up. Do an outro. No, we can still talk. I just meant do it. Do it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, we haven't done that.
Bye.
Am I doing it?
See ya.
Am I doing it, or do you want to take the reins? Because I know you get pissed off when I start mentioning all the platforms.
You fucking go off. You can. All right, I'll give you one more chance, and then if you fuck it up, you're banned from it for the rest.
Look at her. She's trying to think about not what to say.
That's true.
Hold on, you can't.
If you like gay frogs,
subscribe now for gay frogs.
If you, I want to say, can I say it without fucking it up? If you're into homo amphibians, I can't say it.
Homophibians.
Are you in homophibians?
Yep.
If you're into homophibians,
that is also the name of this episode.
Homophibians.
Homophibians.
Awesome. So we just want to thank everybody for watching and listening to us. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on YouTube. Please do not forget to listen to us on all of the podcast streaming platforms. We would like to thank our very, 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 very special co-host, who is obviously now ingrained and part of the furniture of the Drag Me Out family.
RuPaul.
The lovely Ego. The lovely Ego, and who is always, always, always welcome anytime. And Hailey, is there anything that you would like to say to the 5 to 10s of listeners that we have out there?
Stay classy, San Diego.
And I would also like to say that in light of the fact that we now know that there are gay frogs, turns out anyone could kiss a frog and it could turn into a prince. The more you know. Shooting star. We would just like to thank everybody, and we will see you all again next week. Cheerio and ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wait. Ego, is there anything you would like to say to our huge handful of listeners?
Enjoy the frogs. Licky cane toad, save a life.